give your heart and soul. Run lads, shoot lads, give us all a go. Run lads, shoot lads, you can do it yet. Come on Newport County, oh, bang it in the net.
Hello everybody and welcome to the latest episode of Taff's Words. This is titled as Fair Reflection. So this is the day after our nightmare of a draw against Exeter. Who would have thought we'd have said a nightmare of a draw against Exeter? We played a game against 9 men, created so many chances but couldn't put the ball in the bloody net. But then with that our play was very sloppy, very lethargic and looked to be a distinct lack of effort at times, although Hatswell has come out and said the boys put the effort in. Me personally, I struggled to see a 90 minutes of real effort from the team. I think they coasted on the fact that they were playing against 9 men, and they didn't get the win that they should have got. But that game's over now, and you tend to find that things can change ever so suddenly in football. I mean, you only got to look as far as the Premier League, and look, Liverpool were very hot favourites to win the title again, especially after they won 7-0 at Crystal Palace. From that game, they've been on a major slump. But people know that there's quality within that team, and there's going to be at some point a turnaround. They thought it happened after they won at West Ham and Tottenham in consecutive matches, but I'm using this as an example. We went through the early part of the season winning pretty much every game. We don't just become a bad team overnight. So, we're in a slump, basically. And it's up to them players to pull themselves out. I think the quality's there. But we need to give a fair reflection on this. And that's why I've called it fair reflection. This has got to be a fair reflection. So the Exeter game has really triggered a lot of people. You can understand why. Play against 9 men for more than 45 minutes and couldn't win. We went into we went 1-0 down against 10 men. You can understand why people are pissed off with that particular performance. Although I'm going to give what I think is a fair reflection, because I think a lot of reaction has been way over the top from some people, especially on that county chat group, which I've always kind of liked until the last couple of months, to be honest. So we should say 31 shots and only 8 on target, and out of those 8 on target, only 1 goal scored. I mean, one thing we got to look at, right, is why is this happening right now? First of all, we lost Brandon Cooper and Scott Twine, Jamie Devitt as well, but others as well, like Proctor, for example. Although I don't think he brought an awful lot. Psycho Johnny I thought was pretty decent, but there's a lot of faces from the training ground and the dressing room exiting the club, and that's because their parent clubs were calling them back. Brandon Cooper, I thought we were having for the season, didn't materialise. For me, I think I got to put him above Scott Twine, for the reason being Scott Twine scored some great goals and set up some great goals and played really well from the midfield. But for me, Brandon Cooper was a rock at the back and led a lot of the attacks from the back as well. I think Brandon Cooper's got to be seen as the number one loss. You got to look at Scott Twine then as well. His play in midfield has been phenomenal. We know we lost him. So you take the 2 best players out of any team. So you look at any team in the country right now, and you take the 2 best players out. What are you left with? You look at Liverpool. I mean, you look at the fact that Van Dijk has gone. Look at the effect that's had, and that's just one. You take the 2 best players out of any team. Man United, you take out Fernandes and Rashford. You take out Fernandes and Rashford, they are crap. Pure and simple. You look at Everton, for example. You take out Calvert-Lewin and James Rodriguez. Crap. They're crap. You look at Leicester, and you see where the trend's coming. Take out Vardy and Maddison. They're crap in comparison to how they are when those players are in their team. And we're down in League 2, remember. And we've lost our 2 best players. Now, anyone can turn around and say, oh yeah, but we should have been prepared for losing them, because we could lose them at any time because they're not our players. But how often do you see players go into clubs for a season-long loan and seeing through a season-long loan, or go into a club on a 6-month loan, and they extend it for the season because they're doing well. Ben White, it happened with Ben White, 6-month loan extended for the rest of the season because he was doing so well with us. Why fix what isn't broken? So, I'm making that point. The two best players were taken out of our team. That's a massive, massive blow. Now, if you look at the style of football that we've played this season, on the deck, proper, quick, high-tempo football. We learned to play good football. You know, we were good value for our wins. We played extremely well. You know, we created great chances. The players were playing with a lot of creative freedom. And that's halted now because our home pitch is an absolute pissing bog, you know. And that there is down pretty much, even though the pitch gets bad every year, it's worse this year than it was the year before or any other year because it couldn't get relayed again in the summer. So it was the shitty pitch that we had in March last season, and now all that has is a fresh lick of grass, and that's it. You know, we didn't get that pitch relayed as we usually would do every year. So I don't care who you are, you can just say, blindly say, without any fucking knowledge at all, that, oh, you should still be able to play on that pitch. No. You cannot play good football on a pitch like that. I mean, you look back to the 70s, people, oh yeah, you used to see pitches like that all the time, but the style of football wasn't that way. You know, style of football was a lot more orthodox than what you would expect to see it now. You cannot play the football that we've played this season on that pitch. There's no way. And then when we go away, we're not as wired into that way of thinking, into that way of playing, because we have to play our home games totally differently. Our entire strategy is thrown out the window. I mean, you got to look, we got a lot of new players. It's great that he's done a lot of good business, and it does look like he's brought in some pretty handy players. They still got to gel as a team and become a good team. And with people shouting at them and acting like they've done them a personal wrongdoing does not help anybody. Running these players down on social media does not affect them in any positive way. So you're not accomplishing anything by shouting about these players the way that people have been doing. Like I said, if you've really been personally wronged by these people, that you've really got to run them down so much, especially the manager and then the board as well. They're talking about from top to bottom, the club's fucked. Based on what exactly? Well, what have you got to offer to say that the club is fucked from top to bottom? Where's your analysis on how the club is being run for you to be able to actually accurately say something like that? Now, come on. I mean, get fucking real. I mean, I think people say, yeah, oh yeah, the boards, Flinney did this back then, but you can't just remember the past. I'm like, but you should. Because if you look at it, can you imagine where we'd fucking be if Flynn hadn't taken over this football club? And the board of directors that we got in place now didn't do right by the club the way that they needed to. I mean, you might not be the biggest fans of how they run things, but to turn around and say that that the club's fucked from top to bottom just blindly as a statement publicly, without any basis behind it whatsoever, is just stupid. Absolutely fucking stupid. I mean, Mark O'Brien's a legend because of one goal. Flynn didn't just save us from relegation, but nearly got us promoted through the playoffs. We've been to Wembley twice under Flynn. You know, I mean, yeah, we went to Wembley twice under Edinburgh and we got a promotion out of it, yeah. But we've been to Wembley twice under Flynn and we nearly got promoted out of it. He saved us from relegation when we were doomed, and the club could have even completely crumbled after that if we'd have gone down, but he saved us. Taken us on 2 amazing cup runs. He's kept a steady squad, and he's actually reverted to an actual playing style that we can actually enjoy, that we can be proud of. And now, because he can't do it anymore, people are calling for his fucking head. I mean, get real. I mean, you look at what I got written down here. I mean, like I said, we got good players. Let's not come away from that. We have got some really good players in that team. I think a lot of them have been suspended lately, you know, because the stupid red card debacle, like 4 red cards in 5 games. We're over that, thankfully. But if you notice, the trend under Flynn is that we always finish the season strongly. We always have a strong finish. Give it some time. People are saying the season's over, season's done. Unfortunately, you know, for the people that want to believe that, we are actually still in a playoff place, and we have actually got good players with a good manager, we're in a slump. We may pull ourselves out of that slump and do what we usually do every year and finish the season strong and find ourselves in the top 3 again. Why write it off completely now? I mean, I'm hoping that people can understand what I'm saying here, because, you know, they would have had time to reflect and calm down after last night. Yeah, I was pissed off last night as well. I've been pissed off for weeks. Football has really kicked me in the bollocks lately, you know, being the fact that I like Liverpool as well. But the thing is, I'm not sitting here personally attacking anybody, you know, about it, you know. Those players and the manager are quite obviously a victim of their own success. They start the season so well, they played such great football. They haven't been able to do it the last couple of months. You know, they haven't got the results. I mean, I think they played some good football, not as good. The turning point for me, half-time, Leyton Orient away. We'd scored a goal. We had 11 attempts to goal, 4 on target, and scored, winning 1-0. We finished the game with 11 attempts at goal and 4 on target, and lost 2-1. Something changed in that game, and for me, I haven't seen it go back since. If it's going to come back, it's not going to come back because people are shouting at the manager and shouting at the players and calling them a complete and utter embarrassment and everything like that. It's not going to change because you're shouting at them. People are tipping that. Well, we were tipped for the bottom half, and people are now saying we'd be lucky we finished mid-table. We're in a playoff place, for fuck's sake. You know, just keep a bit of faith. Yeah, it's not been great lately. It's not been nice to watch. But we still find ourselves in that position. The league, the team's a lot closer in quality this year than I think I've ever seen in League 2 before. So, yeah, we won a load of games. We haven't been able to maintain our level of performance since that Leyton Orient game. So, yeah, we've lost games and drawn games, and we've won only one since then. That could change if we finish the season as strongly as we usually do. I mean, we've had to revert back to a style of playing that, you know, didn't do us any good last season. But we still won games. We still found a way of winning games in certain situations. If we can find that and finish as strongly as we usually do, we could find ourselves in the top 3. And then hopefully there could be, if we're going to be in League 1, there could be something we can do in the summer to try and make sure that the pitch can be maintained so it can stay decent for the season. We'll see. We'll see. All I'm saying, I think that a lot of the reaction has been pathetic. And I'm reading it and I'm cringing and I'm thinking, are you really supporters of this football club? People are angry. Just don't make stupid public statements. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you agree with me. If you don't, that's fine. Feel free to tell me all about it in the comments. And yeah, cheer for now. As always, up the county. Many thanks for watching the latest content on the Amber Army channel. Please make sure you leave us a like. Make sure you subscribe for more content, both for the neutral football fan and also plenty of Newport County. Even more Newport County content can be found on the club's iFollow channel on the link above. It is just £4.49 per month to subscribe to that service. And those of you feeling extra generous can also support us on Patreon on the link at the bottom there. That would be a monthly donation of your choice. Thank you again. Make sure you've subscribed, and as always, up the county.